The delusions of the flesh-eater courts are well known to all in the mortal realms. So when a royal court of the undead monstrosities cannibalize and feast upon a Seraphon spawning pool, swift retribution is inevitable. Led by a Slann Starmaster, a resolute force of Saurus Champions seek to end the dangerous hallucinations of these descendants of Bretonnia. Supported by ancient thunderous beasts, will the Coalesced forces repel their deluded foe? Or will the teeth and claws of these not-so-noble knights tear through scales and hide to find another feast?
What's up, everybody? Back with Seasonal War here. We got Alex and me here for another exciting match of AOS 3. Or I guess we can just start calling it AOS because we're not going to go back to 2nd edition. So we're playing an interesting new battle plan here, Veins of Ghur. So it's a little bit different than the standard scoring. This actually match was chosen by the premium members, as a lot of them are. Everyone always wants to see the thunder lizards. They always want the big dinos. As you can see, we're playing on our Ghur table. So quick shout out to Printable Scenery. They make beautiful terrains. And also just wanted to quickly say as well, we're actually at the point, so we are releasing 2 battle plans a week now, which is exciting. So we've hit that goal. So just for the second one for premium members. New goals are going to be coming as well, which we're super excited for.
3,000 point match on the weekend coming up.
Yeah, that's going to be huge, which I'm partaking in, so it should be super fun. Yeah. And we're not changing the board size either, so it's going to be, what is it? It's a bunch of orcs and Kragnos against Skaven. Yeah, it's going to be madness. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, we're excited for that. Do you want to just take us through the battle plan that we're playing today, Alex, and then your army after?
All right. Like Reg said, we're playing Veins of Ghur, which is a lot like the old Star Strike. One objective comes down in the center on turn 2, another 2 come down in turn 3, and then you score points equal to the battle round. So staying alive to round 5 is important because they're worth 5 points each at that point. So
score a lot more. It's interesting because this is one of them that are so similar to AOS 2, where a lot of them are much different now. This is going to be fun to go back a couple months ago to playing AOS 2 again.
Yeah, but as much as things are similar, they're also different. You still have your battle tactics, so scoring whatever from the objectives, and then your 2 from your battle tactics per round, and then 3 from your grand strategy at the end if you manage that.
Yep.
As you can obviously see, I have brought Feck today. I'm running 2 Ghoul Kings on Terrorgeists, an Archregent, another Ghoul King on foot, and 2 little Courtiers to fill out my double Warlord battalions.
Yeah, which is interesting. I know, I always think about that, but it's bringing 6 heroes, you have to be able to warrant, using them.
2 extra artifacts is nice.
Yes.
So the Archregent has 1 for +1 to cast Unbind and Dispels. The Ghoul King has the generic artifact for the 5-up Feel No Pain. And the other Ghoul King has the Ghurish Mashard, which is -2 to Bravery, which makes their Bravery-based shooting attack all that more reliable.
Yes, and normally I'm not scared of that being Starborn, but as you can see here, I got a little bit different of a take on this. Brought the old Saurus Warriors back, so could be definitely impactful, minusing the Bravery. And then, like you said, the Amulet of Destiny is just
always.
And
then just 3 units of ghouls, 10, 10, and 30, because you can't run 40 anymore. That's my battle line. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so I'm running something a bit different, obviously. Like I said, whenever you ever see the dinos up for vote, it's pretty much always goes the Thunder Lizards. So for heroes, I have the Scar Vet on Carnosaur, just because insanely good for his points this edition. He's the general, so he actually has the Prime War Beast, so it's the Thunder Lizard command trait, and then he has the Amulet of Destiny, as you said. It's always a good pick. And then I have a Engine of the Gods. I have a generic Slann, so it is my old Croak model. I do have the model, I'm going to replace it, but I just ripped his metal face off, so now he's just, he's a generic Slann. And then I have just a Skink Star Priest, just because, great ability. And then for battle line, I have a unit of 10 Saurus Warriors, a unit of 5 Saurus Guard, and then a unit of 30 Saurus Warriors. And then a unit of 5 Saurus Knights, and 2 Salamanders, and a Bastillodon. So they still have the ability to double tap. So, that's still great. And now with all-out attack, you're not having to, buff them, because hitting on 4s was always kind of the problem. But you can't spam that anymore. So, as you can just use one ability. So yeah, should be interesting.
Yeah, but with the charge reaction shot, you could potentially shoot it 3 times in a round too.
Yeah, really, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, and we were chatting about with the zombie dragons and stuff too. Like, some of these shooting attacks that don't have a to-hit value.
Yeah, not even penalized.
Yeah, like I know with Skaven, like I'm loving you shooting that cannon or shooting that stuff. So it should be interesting. And before we forget, I guess we should quickly shout our grand strategies. So I think mine was probably obvious. I'm taking Beastmaster, so having all of these monsters. What did you take for grand strategy?
Prize sorcery, I've got 4 wizards. 2 of them are pretty big. 2 of them are small and hiding in the back. So I think I can keep one of them alive, hopefully at least.
That makes sense, absolutely. Okay, yeah, so you took the double Warlord Battalion, so obviously a ton of drops. I'm very used to that, actually, but in this case, I took the Battle Regiment for the 1 drop, and then the one just having the 3 heroes. So I'm a 4 drop, so I'm going to have choice, and it took me a little bit, but I'm actually going to give you turn here. Okay. Just the way you deployed the dragons. I know it's still, they can still do some damage, but it's just classic old always same. Always scared of the double turn, so... Yeah, awesome. So from there, we're going to go quick into Flesh Eater course, turn 1.
All right.
The Flesh Eater's battle tactic is Ferocious Advance. The Ghoul King on Terrageist fails heroic leadership, and the Slann succeeds at heroic leadership. The Flesh Eaters use Strategists from a Warlord Battalion for an extra command point. The Archregent casts Ferocious Hunger on the ghouls, then fails to cast Mystic Shield. The Ghoul King casts Arcane Bolt. The Ghoul King on Terrageist casts Unholy Vitality. The other Ghoul King on Terrageist casts Flaming Weapon. At the end of the movement phase, the Archregent uses Summon Imperial Guard to summon 20 ghouls. Both Ghoul Kings on Terrageist use Summon Royal Guard to summon 3 Flayers each, which is cheating. There are no objectives on the battlefield round 1, but the Flesh Eaters achieve their battle tactic and score 2 points.
Alright, so end of Flesh Eaters turn 1, top of round 1. I deleted this entire Saurus unit.
Yeah, someone made a little error with the list. Originally, I said in the intro, 10 Saurus Warriors, 30 Saurus Warriors, 5 Saurus Guard, and 5 Saurus Knights. When I got to the Knights, I was like, wait a second, that's 4 battle line. So when I was doing it, I actually added the Saurus Guard and then took out the 10, and I forgot to remove that from my list. So naturally, I would have wanted to probably put the Knights over there, but it was my mistake, so I just pulled the 10 Saurus Warriors from there. So yeah.
So I moved up these ghouls, moved the 1 dragon over to sort of support those ghouls. Mm-hmm. These ghouls and the 2 crypt Courtiers, even though they don't look like they moved a whole lot, they ran ferociously to get me my battle tactic.
Yeah.
To run 3 units and keep them within 3 inches of each other.
Yep.
And then at the end of the movement phase, I summoned down a couple of units, 2 units of 3 Flayers and 20 ghouls.
Failed a bunch of charges.
Didn't bother to reroll them.
Yeah.
They're there. You either have to go at them or they are coming at you. Yeah. So
it's a great tactic. Literally, I used to do it with camo skanks all the time. It's like you literally put it out of the way, and then people have to go deal with it, go out of their way. It's yeah.
You're either dealing with them or you're coming at me. You can't really do both. Yeah, I just tossed a couple of buffs around here and there. Both dragons are sitting up on 5-up after saves.
Outside of the Bastillodon as well, so still, yep.
Yep. So we'll go into your turn now, bottom of turn 1.
Yeah, sounds good.
The Seraphon battle tactic is Ferocious Advance. The Engine of the Gods uses Heroic Leadership, and the Crypt Gas Courtier uses Heroic Willpower. The active asterism is the Sage's Staff on the Slann. The Star Priest generates an additional command point from Astral Herald. The Slann uses Gifts from the Heavens on the Carnosaur. The Star Priest uses his Serpent Staff on the Saurus Knights. The Slann casts Mystic Shield but is unbound, then casts Arcane Bolt but is again unbound. The Realm Shaper engine uses Power Unleashed, dealing 5 mortal wounds in total. The Slann then casts Comet's Call, dealing 5 mortal wounds and killing a Crypt Gas Courtier. The Star Priest casts Hand of Glory on the Saurus Knights. At the end of the hero phase, the Slann changes his spell to Stellar Tempest with Contemplation of the Ancient Ones. The Flayers use Redeploy. At the start of the shooting phase, the Engine of the Gods uses Cosmic Engine to summon 10 Saurus Warriors. The Salamanders shoot the Flayers, dealing 10 damage. The Bastillodon uses All Out Attack and deals 10 damage to the other units of Flayers. The Engine of the Gods uses Trove of the Old One's technology to make another Cosmic Engine bolt, dealing 7 mortal wounds to the nearby units. The Saurus Knights start off battle using All Out Attack and killing all 20 ghouls. The Seraphon achieve their battle tactic and also score 2 points for their turn.
Okay, we're back. Pretty effective Seraphon turn. The Engine of the Gods finally did something for me, so that's the thing I'm most excited about. Yeah, buffed up the Knights with the 6s to wound as an additional mortal. Works great on the Knights as well. So each Knight has 7 attacks in Coalesced, plus 1 on the jaws for the mount, plus the Rider's jaw as well. So giving them all an attack from the unit champion, amazing. 2s and then 3s with the mortals and 6s. Brought everything up and just, salamanders and shot and the Bastillodon as well. The Engine actually I summoned for the first time with the Engine, so that was cool. And then I redid at the end of the shooting phase and somehow finished off each one of those Flayers and did another one. So with the Slann, within 12, it's awesome because you get an extra die, so it's not always just the heal. So you can choose to use that 3rd die, but if, say, you have a couple monsters that are hurt, then you just roll the 2d6 and you have a good chance at getting the healing of the different ones. Notable too, Realm Shaper Engine, I did,
Two wounds to him, 2 to him.
Yeah, so rolled the 4-ups. I rolled like 3 of them, the 4-ups. And then I failed my other cast, but I got Comet off 2 units, finished off one of the heroes. So got lucky with some stuff and just positioned well. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, I guess, with turn. There's still 2 big dragons on the field. So I think, yeah, just go into priority then.
All right.
Cool.
6.
I got a 2. So it will be up to you, my friend.
I think I will let you take it.
That's probably a good bet. So yeah, we rolled where the comet's going to land, and it is...
Yeah, you can't see it,
No.
but it's behind the mushroom
It's on the side
tree.
of this mushroom, essentially in the middle of the board, just this side. You rolled a 10, so it's different than Star Strike used to be. So it's 7 in the middle, and then low and high on either end. Yeah, so cool. So you're going to give me the turn for turn 2. Interesting. So we're going to go to Seraphon turn 2.
The first objective came up on the right side of the battlefield. The Seraphon battle tactic is Monstrous Takeover. The Engine of the Gods failed heroic leadership, and the Archregent uses heroic recovery to heal 1 wound. The active asterism is the Sage's Staff on the Slann. The Star Priest uses his Serpent Staff on the Saurus Warriors. The Slann casts Mystic Shield on the Saurus Warriors. The Realm Shaper engine uses Power Unleashed, dealing 5 mortal wounds in total. The Skink Star Priest failed to cast the Purple Sun. The Slann casts Stellar Tempest but is unbound. The Engine of the Gods uses Cosmic Engine, healing nearby units. The Engine of the Gods uses Trove of the Old One's technology to make another Cosmic Engine roll, getting healing again. The Seraphon army ends its turn controlling the only objective and achieve their battle tactic to score 4 points.
All right, so back from top of 2. As you probably thought, not much happened. Great play by Alex here, winning prio and then giving me the turn. So you're kind of outside of ranges for the Bastiladon, obviously, and it's still that kind of game of me making it a bit of a charge for you and just still playing the kind of castle we found where the 1 comet came down here. So on this side...
Whoa. This isn't Star Strike, it's a Vein.
There you go. Okay, so the Vein came up on this side of the board. So I pretty much only had 1 battle tactic that I was able to do, which is put a monster within 6 and not have another monster contesting it. So I did obviously just that. I wanted to try to... I did a couple plays, so I pulled the Slann outside because I wanted to keep him within 12 so I could roll the engine again and get that beautiful, lovely summon, which I got first turn for the first time, like I've said, and I failed it, and then I even used the CP to re-roll it, and I got the healing one both times.
Yeah.
So don't need that now, but...
all your units are good and healed up.
Yes, everything's healed up. There's a nice, perfect little circle here for a big dragon to come into if you want. But other than that, it was just kind of repositioning and that type of thing. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. This one already is super interesting because there's not many objectives on the field. So a lot of the battle tactics, you need to get 2, take 1 back from someone.
Yep.
We're already scrambling. Like I only could maybe get 2, and I think now you're going to have a tough time.
Yeah, and like the one to put stuff in your opponent's territory. Your territory is only the back 11 inches. Like that's hard.
Absolutely.
But I mean, without teleports.
If I was playing the good sub-factions of the lizards, then maybe, but yeah. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. So I'm still going to get the 2 points for getting the objective, and then 2 points for my battle tactics. So that's going to put me up 6-2, but it's going to be still interesting going into your turns. So yeah, with that, we can just jump right into Flesh Eater Court's turn 2.
Sounds good.
The Flesh Eater's battle tactic is Conquer. The Crypt Gas Courtier uses Heroic Recovery, healing to full, and the Engine of the Gods uses their Finest Hour. The Crypt Gas Courtier uses Muster Serfs and return 3 Crypt Ghouls. The Archregent casts the Chalice of Usharan, but is unbound. The Ghoul King casts Black Hunger, but is unbound. The Ghoul King on Terrorgeist casts Unholy Vitality, but is unbound. The other Ghoul King on Terrorgeist casts Flaming Weapon. The Archregent casts Ferocious Hunger on the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist. In the shooting phase, the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist kills 4 Saurus warriors. The other Ghoul King on Terrorgeist also kills 4 Saurus warriors. At the end of the charge phase, the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist uses Titanic Duel, and the Engine of the Gods uses Roar. The Engine of the Gods uses Armored Crust against the Terrorgeist. The engine also uses All-Out Defense, and when the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist attacks, he kills 5 Saurus warriors, but only deals 2 wounds to the Engine of the Gods. The lone Saurus warrior attacks, but deals no damage. The ghouls finish off the Saurus warriors. The Engine of Gods attack, dealing 5 wounds to the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist. In the Battle Shock phase, the Saurus warriors use Inspiring Presence. The Flesh Eaters successfully claim the center objective and achieve their battle tactic to score 4 points this turn.
All right, Beck, turn 2, bottom of round 2. Put 2 attacks on the dragon and sent him in. That's mainly what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
But not a whole lot happened when he went in. Ridge roared with his Stegodon, or Engine of the Gods.
Yep.
So huge. I couldn't pile in an attack twice because I couldn't spend any command points.
Yeah, so much of the stacking of pluses to save.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did best day ever on him, or happy Tuesday, or whatever you want to call it. So he's +1 save from that. He actually has an ability for +1 save, and then I did all the defense. So he's +3 save, and yeah, your things are -2, -3 Ren, but
yeah. But I killed the 10 Saurus, and I took the point. I killed 4 Saurus here and didn't charge him because you're going to overshoot me. And that wouldn't be much fun.
Yep.
So I'm hoping for the double turn here so I can hit you now that, you won't have +1,000,000 save.
Yes, and those will be gone. I'll still be able to just get the +1 against him.
Yeah.
But you did what you needed to do. Like we said, you took out the 10 Saurus warriors.
I took the point back.
Got your point, so you're going to score 4. So we're going to be tied 6-6. And then it's going to be interesting because it's turn 3. So we're going to see where the next, not meteor, where the next vein comes down.
Yeah. All right, so at the start of turn 3, we got to roll for 2 objectives. We'll roll for my side first.
Yep.
So low here, 7 in the middle, high here.
Sounds good.
So we got an 8.
Again.
Which will come down over here.
Nice.
And then for your side?
Yep, so I'll do the same thing. I'll do the same thing. Low here, 7 in the middle, and high here. Oh, it's 2d6. That is high. So we are playing on this side of the board, my friend.
Yeah.
Kind of happy about that, because I was thinking in the back of my head, like, I haven't really put much over here, but...
All right, so all 3 objectives have come down in a straight line on this far side of the board, so you can just ignore the rest of the board for the rest of the game, because that's what we'll be doing.
As it always should be. We were just saying Jordan and I had a game a bit ago with OBR, and I was Skaven, and same thing happened, and I've had a game in TTS, same thing, like they all just come on the same side, so it's funny how dice work.
Then just roll off.
Yes, going to priority.
6.
That is a 6 as well. So yeah, that means you gave it to me, so I'm gonna have a decision. Yeah, so looking it over, I might as well go here. Obviously I have some shooting to do, and this combat might not go exactly where I want, but yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna take turn. So it's gonna be top of 3 for Seraphon.
The Seraphon battle tactic is Slay the Warlord. The Carnosaur uses their finest hour, and so does the Ghoul King on Terrageist that's in combat. The active asterism is the Great Drake on the Carnosaur. The Slann generates 2 command points from Foresight. The Carnosaur uses Saurian Savagery on the Saurus Warriors. The Star Priest uses his Serpent Staff on the Saurus Warriors. The Slann uses Gifts from the Heavens on the Carnosaur. The Slann casts Stellar Tempest on the ghouls, killing 7. The Slann then casts Comet's Call, dealing 13 mortal wounds in total. With his last spell, the Slann casts Mystic Shield on the Saurus Warriors. The Star Priest casts Hand of Glory on the Saurus Warriors. The Ghoul King on Terrageist uses Redeploy. At the start of the shooting phase, the Engine of the Gods uses its Cosmic Engine, dealing 3 mortal wounds to the nearby units. The Bastiladon uses All-Out Attack, and the Ghoul King on Terrageist uses All-Out Defense. The Bastiladon shoots but deals no damage. The Salamanders deal 2 wounds to the Ghoul King on Terrageist. The Bastiladon uses Trove of the Old One's technology and shoots at the Ghoul King on Terrageist, dealing 3 wounds. The Ghoul King on Terrageist uses All-Out Defense, but the Salamanders finish him off. The Terrageist explodes, dealing 8 mortal wounds to the nearby units. The Ghoul King on Terrageist attacks, killing 2 Saurus Warriors. The Ghoul King uses Feeding Frenzy for free from Feast Day, killing 7 warriors. The Saurus Knights killed 10 ghouls. The ghouls attacked back, killing 2 Saurus Knights. The Saurus warriors finish off the Ghoul King on Terrorgeist. The Seraphon hold 2 objectives, achieve their battle tactic, and slay a monster to score 9 points this round.
All right, so we're back from Seraphon turn 3. That was a massive priority, clearly, both rolling 6s there. A few different things. So fully buffed up the Saurus Warriors. Hand of Glory, I gave him literally like the skink treatment. It's the Hand of Glory, reroll 1s to hit, and 6s to mortals on wounds. So put through a shitload onto the zombie dragon here. Over here, I was planning to just shoot him down, clear the Bastiladon, move the Sallies over, and fully shot into him as well. I misplayed my big general, like I always do. I feel like this is a second bat rep in AOS and 3 in both times. I gave him fly. I was planning to like charge him into the ghouls over here, but you smartly pulled them out, so I wasn't able to make the charge. And it was more important to get the Saurus Warriors into there. But end of the day, yeah, I ended up killing the zombie dragon here. There were a few different plays that we were talking about, like just you redeployed here, which could have made that charge longer, but you rolled a 1. Which classic, that's going to be a problem in this edition if you roll those. And then do you want to talk through like what your kind of thought process was, like just with using the Unleash Hell, like, it's...
So I could have Unleashed Hell here, but I chose instead to give him an extra CP for all-out defense. He was going to die anyway, so I could have just use the CP to do the Unleash Hell instead.
Yep.
There was no saving him. And with his breath attack, I could have taken off 2 more Saurus Warriors, but...
More than that, you rolled it, but it could have been, if you rolled a 5 or a 6 or something like that, it could have been much worse. And then that's just more for Battle Shock, more for, hitting him back.
Yeah, but even if I had killed the max 6 of them, you still had, 16?
There was a just over 15, which is where they get another attack. Yeah. But that I might not have killed them because it was pretty, I think it was 18 or 19 mortals at the end of the day, with all of the buffs completely, on the wounding, like the 6s to wound. But yeah, just too much shooting over here. And the Salamander still, that's the moral of the story. Just the mortal wounds in this edition is just so good. So 6s to hit doing mortals, because the Bastiladon pretty much whiffed. With -1 rend, you just do best day ever or whatever you did with him, and he's +2 save or +3 save. It's like you can't. It's 1 rend just doesn't work anymore. So
because I was able to give him 2 save in the shooting phase, but he still put a few wounds on him, and then he only had 2 left in the combat phase.
So at the end of into my turn. So I did pick the tactic to slay the warlord, which I did kill the warlord. He was a monster, so I got an extra point for that. I was trying to do it cheekily with my own monster, so I would have got 1 because you get an extra 1 for killing slay the warlord with a monster. But yeah, at the end I'm gonna get, so I'll get 3 points for that, 3 points for this one, so that'll be 6, and then another 2 for my battle tactic, and then an extra 1 for it being a monster. So I would score 9 here. And then we're pretty safe to call it here. Like we'll definitely going to talk through like exactly what you would have done here, and you could have got some points. Top
or bottom of round 3, I've got 18 ghouls and 3 heroes left. But in a tournament, at least to get a few more points, finish out the round if you've got time. So I could have put the battle tactic to kill a battle line. There's only 3 wounds left there, so 8 ghouls, pretty good chance that they kill 3 wounds of knights.
Yep, and other like arcane bolt or like doing other things, you definitely could have.
Yeah, I could potentially even get a hero in with run and charge.
Yep.
If I got the spell off. I could probably take this because you've only got 5 wounds.
Just the monster would
5
be on.
models.
So, yep.
I've got 8.
Yep.
So I kill them for battle tactic this turn. Score 6 plus 2. So I'm only down 1.
So you would score 8. You'd only be down 1 at the bottom of 3.
Yeah, going into 4.
Roll off. Yep.
Roll off. If I won the roll off, I could score 4 more for each. So 8.
Yep.
Do my battle tactic to hold both. So get 10.
Yep.
But then you're going to score 12 right back and wipe me.
No matter what, in my turn, exactly. I'm going to score 2, if not 3, and then definitely wipe out the rest of the ghouls. And then in turn 5, I would score 15, and it
exactly.
would be. So I know it's like we always want to like play these scenarios out, but in these types of situations, like playing a lot of tournaments and just knowing what's going to kind of happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that massive priority. It would have been super interesting to see if you would have won priority.
Yeah, one day we got to figure out a technology to pause the game and then start it back, see how it plays differently if that priority changes.
Yeah, we just need the gun from Rick and Morty, or like, what are the alternate universe? Like, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because it would have been interesting, I know. But yeah, how do you feel about FEC, I guess, in general? That's kind of one of the...
Yeah, in 3.0, they got hurt real bad by not being able to stack command abilities.
Yep.
The fact that you can do all-out attack now for +1 to hit really helps them, but then you can't do, the pile and attack twice on the guy who's now hitting better.
Yes, which is huge.
You can't stack 6 abilities anymore,
Mm-hmm.
so you can't have extra hits and mortal wounds. So that hurts them, but the extra command points doesn't make it way cheaper to summon units. Like, it's not your only command point of the turn, getting a plethora of them, so summoning's a little freer, I would say, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but I guess, normally because you got to spend quite a few CP to actually do that.
Yeah,
so
I mean, the 2 guys on foot can do it for free because they're near the throne, but the 2 dragons, usually that'd be 2 turns to do their summoning.
Yeah.
Or you got to buy one or take a battalion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but FEC, they're good against other combat armies, honest combat armies.
Yeah.
When they're not spamming 17 mortals. But shooting just hurts them so bad.
Yeah.
And you don't have a ton of shooting, but still.
No, the salamanders just in general, just a 2-pack of them is still that. Bastiladon can, he's doing wounds and being able to double tap it as well, obviously. In this one, it was just that priority was big because I was able to push both units in.
Yeah.
And I had a good feeling that you weren't going to be able to do enough damage. So I actually gave them Mystic Shield as well. So Saurus Warriors, there have always been, I love Saurus Warriors, and I've always wanted to go back to playing the Sunclaw Battalion. Well, obviously no battalions anymore, but, running blocks of 40 Saurus Warriors was, being able to stack up saves and stuff was somewhat viable. It's just that they're literally skinks. They just do it worse. So it's like, as Jordan was laughing, he said, I did the same thing to them as I do with my skinks, because clearly that's what Seraphon's about.
Yeah.
Buffing them up and doing those types of things.
With skinks, you just get to do it from 18 inches away.
Exactly. Yeah, 60 and shoot a bunch before you just go in and charge. And it's crazy. But again, salamanders always, the mortals are so important in this edition. But that's pretty much going to be it for us here. Hope everybody enjoyed. A big shout out to the premium members, as always, because, it's everything. They do everything for the channel, vote on everything, allow us to make these battle reports, allow Jordan to do all of the editing that he loves doing.
Yeah.
But
Ridge did all the filming today.
Yes.
So big shout out to him, because I learned how hard that was.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a lot, just the hero shots and doing everything. It's you don't think of it while you're just watching or even on the other half, but then when you're actually doing it, it's a little bit of work. But yeah, that's going to be it for us here. So again, thanks everybody for joining, and have a good week.
Take care.